Hey there. Have you ever wondered about the history of colonial Nigeria? It's a fascinating period with a lot of complexities. The British influence in Africa during the colonial era had a significant impact on the region, including Nigeria.
Absolutely. I find it incredibly interesting too. The colonial period in Nigeria spanned several decades and has left a lasting legacy on the country. It's essential to understand how this period shaped Nigeria's political, social, and economic landscape.
Definitely. The British colonial rule in Nigeria began in the late 19th century and lasted until 1960 when Nigeria gained its independence. During this time, the British established a structured administrative system, introduced new economic policies, and significantly impacted the traditional cultures and societies of the Nigerian people.
Right, the British colonial administration imposed their legal and economic systems on Nigeria, which drastically changed the way society functioned. They introduced cash crops like cocoa and palm oil, which became essential exports for Nigeria. However, this also led to a shift in the economy and changed the agricultural practices of the indigenous people.
Yes, and the introduction of cash crops had both positive and negative effects. While it brought revenue to the economy, it also led to the neglect of food crops, causing food shortages in some regions. The colonial rulers exploited Nigeria's resources for their economic gain, often without consideration for the welfare of the local population.
Absolutely, and the exploitation didn't stop at economic resources. The British also implemented policies that favored the interests of the colonial powers, often at the expense of the indigenous people. The divide-and-rule tactics they employed exacerbated ethnic tensions, creating divisions that have had long-lasting repercussions even after independence.
That's a crucial point. The British exploited existing differences among the ethnic groups, which sowed seeds of discord and mistrust. This legacy of ethnic division still influences Nigerian politics and society today. The country is incredibly diverse, with hundreds of ethnic groups, languages, and cultures, and managing this diversity has been a challenge since the colonial era.
Absolutely, and it's not just the ethnic divisions. The colonial administration also had a significant impact on the religious landscape of Nigeria. They introduced Christianity and Western education, which has had a lasting effect on the religious fabric of the nation. This religious influence, combined with the existing traditional belief systems, has created a unique religious landscape in Nigeria.
Yes, and the introduction of Western education had a profound impact on Nigerian society. It created a new elite class that was exposed to Western ideas and political ideologies. This exposure eventually played a vital role in the nationalist movements that emerged in the mid-20th century, leading to the struggle for independence.
Absolutely. The struggle for independence was a turning point in Nigerian history. It was marked by the efforts of leaders like Nnamdi Azikiwe, Obafemi Awolowo, and Ahmadu Bello, who played crucial roles in advocating for self-determination. The nationalist movements, which gained momentum after World War II, eventually led to Nigeria gaining independence from Britain in 1960.
Right, and the years following independence were challenging. Nigeria faced numerous political and economic struggles as it sought to establish a stable government and a strong economy. The legacy of colonialism continued to affect the country, and Nigeria had to navigate through these challenges to build a unified and prosperous nation.
Indeed, the post-independence period was marked by political instability, including coups and civil wars. The effects of colonialism, such as the artificial borders created by the colonial powers, also contributed to ethnic tensions and conflicts. Despite these challenges, Nigeria managed to make significant progress in various sectors, including education, healthcare, and infrastructure.
Absolutely. Nigeria's journey after independence has been one of resilience and growth. The country has made remarkable strides in economic development and has become one of the leading economies in Africa. However, it's essential to acknowledge the challenges that still persist, including corruption, poverty, and political instability, which are, to some extent, rooted in the colonial legacy.
You're right. The effects of colonialism are deeply ingrained in Nigeria's social, political, and economic structures. While the country has made progress, addressing these historical issues is crucial for sustainable development. It requires a comprehensive approach that includes not only economic and political reforms, but also social and cultural initiatives aimed at fostering unity and understanding among the diverse ethnic and religious groups in the country.
Absolutely. Unity and understanding among the people are essential for Nigeria's progress. It's heartening to see efforts being made to bridge the gaps and promote national cohesion. Acknowledging the colonial past, understanding its impact, and working towards a more inclusive and equitable future are vital steps in this direction.
Definitely, and it's also essential for the international community to recognize the historical context when engaging with countries like Nigeria. Understanding the colonial legacy helps in fostering empathy and cooperation, which are crucial for building strong global partnerships.
I couldn't agree more. Learning from history, acknowledging the mistakes of the past, and working towards a better future are fundamental principles that apply not only to Nigeria, but to the entire world. By understanding the complexities of colonialism and its impact on societies, we can strive for a more just and equitable world, where every nation and every individual has the opportunity to thrive.